Hello everyone, let's learn the pattern highlights on page 34 and page 35. First, let's look at line 34. Regardless of the absence of her consent, a surgeon took samples of her lump and put them in a petri dish. As everyone knows, the controversy over HeLa cells consists in the lack of her consent, or you can say the absence of her consent. But now let's focus on the grammar part. Regardless of is always followed by a noun. If you want to put a whole sentence there, you should say, whether she consented to it or not, a surgeon took samples of her lump and put them in a petri dish. Got it? Let's try it again. Regardless of gender, she or he enjoys the same rights. No matter what gender a person is, she or he enjoys the same rights. Or whether a person is a man or not, she or he enjoys the same rights. But be careful, there's a similar structure in despite and though, but they have different meanings. Despite and though has more negative meanings. Look at example. Despite her gender, she enjoys the same rights. You can say, though she is a woman, she enjoys the same rights. But you will never say, though he is a man, he enjoys more rights. A man always enjoys more rights than a woman, doesn't he? Now let's look at line 36. Pay attention to the tense there. Scientists have been trying to keep human cells alive in culture for decades. Why don't we use have been? But we use have been because the event happened before they found HeLa cells. So it should be have been instead of have been. Line 40. Let's learn about ever, this adverb. The usage of ever is very interesting. You often see it in sentences like, have you ever seen an elephant? But in fact, ever can be used in a sentence like this one. They became the first immortal cells that have ever been grown in a laboratory. So, when you see the two sentences, Mr. Guo is the first HCHS student ever to go to Harvard, and Mr. Guo is the HCHS student going to Harvard. You know the difference. Line 45. Little is a familiar structure to us. Little do they know about the woman means they barely know about the woman. In order to make people hear the negative meaning more strongly, so we put little in the very beginning of the sentence. So you can also put barely, B-A-R-E-L-Y. Little do we know each other, though we are friends for a year. Don't you agree with me? Number 5, line 46. Let's learn another idiom about trace. On the line 46, we see the author tried to trace magazines, but we'll also use a phrase called be traced back to. Be traced back to. The beginning of the festival can be traced back to Tang Dynasty. This is the usage. Let's look at line 53 again. Choose or dare. There's a very interesting word called knowledge on the page. You say the doctor took HeLa cells without her knowledge. So without her knowledge means she doesn't know about it. So now is your time to tell us the truth. What you had done with your parents' knowledge in the last month. Be honest. Write down your answer in the blank. I watched something illegal without my parents' knowledge, or I don't know what you have done, so just fill in your own answer. Number 7, at the end of the sentence, in the end of the whole reading, the author write a sentence, write a biography, and he tried to research the topics. He found a lot of articles. In all the articles, they all ran Henrietta Lacks family's photos as if they had known about the fact. But in fact, they had been kept in dark for a long time. Now let's look at the word ran. Ran here means printed. Ran has several meanings, but here it's talking about when a newspaper or a magazine print something on the paper. So it should be printed, printed. The last one, but not the least one again. Whereas is a phrase we use to contrast two ideas. So here in the book, it's trying to contrast the pathetic fact when the family found out the truth and how long Henrietta Lacks had been dead. The family actually found out the truth a few months earlier before the book was written. However, you can use whereas. Henrietta Lacks had been dead for 25 years. So the justice came a little late. Do you notice we don't say Henrietta Lacks had died for 25 years? Why not? Because died is an action. Being dead is a state or condition, can last for 25 years long, but an action cannot be repeated for 25 years long. So, you understand the grammar? Can you tell me, he has just died, is a grammatical sentence or not? If it's, write down true on your notebook. If it's not, write down F on your notebook. Have a nice day.